Monday edition of your program, Record Dawn Newspaper Review. My name is DELE ADEYANJU. Glad to have you around with us. My co-presenter this morning is...
My name is OLUTAYO. OGUNADE. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining us.
This morning... This morning I have 4 newspapers: Punch newspaper, Vanguard newspaper, the Independent newspaper, and Daily Post newspaper.
All right, I have the Guardian newspaper here, Premium Times, the Daily Times, and Daily Trust newspaper.
We'll take the headlines right away. From Punch: Katsina mass abduction, outrage over Buhari's failure to visit school. 333, that's 333 still missing, says governor. Alleged cultism, PDP chieftain's school remains closed, says Umahi. Blacklists, NSCIA faults US can over religious intolerance. ONU made 10 attempts to dissolve FIRO board, says chairman. Buhari ill-advised to shun rep's invitation. Afe Babalola. Union declares strike over 500 Intel's AMS workers sacking. 20 generals test positive for COVID-19, SGF in isolation. 20 generals at the time. Oyo farmers false robbery claim, says herdsmen killed Aborode. Nasarawa governor Ogunshola mourn leadership publisher Nda Isaiah's death. Fresh oil spill devastates Bayelsa community. IPOB launches security outfit against criminal herdsmen. And civil servant paid solve 145 million naira PIB media fund. That's a statement from the Senate. And Boko Haram attacks Borno town, kills soldier, 4 civilians. 6 professionals elected for public health agencies. Sanwo-Olu 6 bureaucracy review for better health care. Living dog, better than dead lion. I don't know what that means actually. Schools must get early childhood education right, says expert. Nigerians should be ashamed, says Utomi. These are some of the headlines from the Punch newspaper.
Well, let's look at the Guardian newspaper and see some headline here from the Guardian. Lagos begins construction of 9-kilometer drainage. Airfare hike to outlive festive season, say operators. 2 Indians kidnapped in Ibadan. Why Olayinka could not be easily manipulated, says UI acting VC. Reps Minority Caucus rejects sole administrator for NDDC. Truck driver crushes pedestrian in Onitsha. Still from the Guardian, Nyesom Wike celebrating a trailblazer. Human Rights and Anti-Corruption Day, many lessons for Nigeria. Something to also read there from the Guardian newspaper. Let's see the sports side of the Guardian. Organizers explain significance of Ibadan world title fight 57 years after Dick Tiger. Okay, still from there, let's see some more. Insecurity, all at sea, as frequency intensity of deadly attacks heightened. Let's see some more from the Guardian before we move to another paper. From the Guardian newspaper, we have this one here. Senate uncovers orders refund of 145 million naira. Buhari misled to shun rep summon, says Afe Babalola. Buhari misled. Fury over missing Katsina students. That'll be all from the Guardian.
From the Daily Post newspaper, Katsina kidnap, Gani Adams react to abduction of students in Kankara. Joshua's victory shows Nigeria will overcome, Governor Abiodun. Primate Ayodele reveals what God said Buhari should do about his health. Presidential villa. Kankara, bring our children back. Parents of abducted students protest. And Abia Ikpeazu makes new appointment. Nigerian troops kill 3 bandits, apprehend 4 in Benue. Katsina kidnap, Governor Masari reveals number of students missing. Preserve in the Isaiah's memory, keep newspaper flying. Fintiri tells leadership management. The registration of parties, Anambra IPAC chairman resigns. Nnamdi Kanu launches Eastern Security Network. Buhari Silva told to account for how Petroleum Ministry spent 116 million naira on pens, toners, others. And still from the Daily Post, Oyakilome prophesied, I will go to prison, Buhari will be president. Oji Kalu. Mutilated currency scam. Your investigator collected 6 million naira from us, ex-banker tells EFCC. And Nigerian graduates can't read, write. That's from the Ministry of Education. Nigerian military eliminates cause of Boko Haram terrorists in Sambisa. Ondo election. Policemen cry out over unpaid allowance. Buhari reacts to Anthony Joshua's victory over Kubrat Pulev. That will be all.
All right, the guy's name sounds like a feminine name anyway. Kubrat was properly dealt with. Okay, finally, Kano youth marries American mom he met on Instagram. That's from DELE Trust. COVID-19, SGF goes into isolation as family members test positive. Protesters demand rescue of Kankara students. How Petroleum Ministry staff awarded 145 million naira contract to serve the Senate as new fuel price regime begins today. Okay, from California to Kano for love. Instagram love. NCC endows 40 million naira professorial chairs in 2 more varsities. Insecurity. Stop blaming security agencies. DSS tells Nigerians. Insurgent attack Bonutao call for prayers. 18 army generals contract COVID-19. Post-harvest management over 1 billion naira tons of crops lost annually. NSPIR. Buhari doing well despite security challenges. Sheikh Genji. Let's see some more from DELE Trust. What TCN is doing to improve electricity transmission. Abdulaziz. Buhari was poorly advised. Something there from Are Afe Babalola. Let's see another paper.
Independent newspaper next. Abducted Katsina students to return in few hours. Defense Minister. Malay Thames arrested in Uganda. ICC, Amnesty International bias on rights violation against Nigerian Army Group. EFCC arraigned businessman for alleged 25 million naira fraud. Sanwo-Olu responding to treatment at Biomi. Military kills cause of terrorists in Sambisa Forest. And PDP congratulates Governor Wike at 53. Sanwo-Olu reassures MSMEs of conducive business environment. Governor Mohammed describes in Isaiah's death as monumental loss. Army to sustain spirit of unity among officers, other security agencies. Cleric tasks journalists on righteousness, truthfulness. NGO empowers 120 widows, less privileged women in FCT. And troops eliminate 20 terrorists, capture 4 gun trucks in Brno. That's the size of what I have from the Independent newspaper.
And from the Nation newspaper, explain how Petroleum Ministry spent 116 million naira on pens. Others. David Mark's daughter orders John APC in Benue, Niger to provide security for farmers. Sanwo-Olu seeks review of bureaucratic process for service delivery. Prison made me stronger, more focused, says Kalu. INEC should issue Ararume certificate of return. AMCON seizure. Firm asks court to unfreeze assets. Let's see some more from the Nation. PDP asks court to sack Dogara over defection. APC governors, lawmakers, orders mourn Nda Isaiah. Buhari ill-advised not to appear at National Assembly, says Afe Babalola. Federal government to spend 200 billion naira on new housing scheme for 300,000 families. Okay, do we have more from the Nation before we're going to break? Ango Abdullahi's error. That's also something you can also read from the Nation newspaper. Poverty is winning, elites and fainting syndrome. Also something that could be of interest to you from the Nation newspaper.
And from the Vanguard newspaper finally this morning, Indigo must harness potentials of social media for development. AIC, Akwarandu. Public schools are dead. Private schools are running wild. 20 states indicate interest in ESP plan to build 300,000 houses at 2 million naira each for Nigerians. Cultism, I would not spare anyone involved. Umahi. COVID-19, Lagos PDP wishes Sanwo-Olu speedy recovery. 2 foreigners kidnapped. PDP chieftain, security guard murdered in Oyo. Metala opening new vista for metal artist Wopola. PIB. Senate exposes how Petroleum Ministry management staff paid solve 145 million naira media campaign fund. Internal democracy. Stop issuing dry press statements on PDP. PGF chief tells Bunix committee. Gunmen kill 1, kidnap 3 in Katsina. our security in our own hands. And protests rock Katsina over abducted 333 schoolboys. 2 Indian nationals kidnapped in Oyo. Police. 18 Army generals test positive for COVID-19. That's all I have from the Vanguard newspaper.
All right, and from the sports side of DELE Times, Tyson Fury ready for unification bout with Anthony Joshua. The Senate president hails Anthony Joshua's victory. Chi Nadozie saves Paris. Victor Moses crashes with Spartak. Let's see some more from DELE Times this morning. Let's see this one here. Buhari Jonathan Governors orders more leadership newspapers publish and Isaiah. Stop train banters at PDP. Focus on rebuilding APC. Kogi State Council elections peaceful. Voter turnout low. Let's see. Somoburate advises troops to ignore threats of ICC investigation. Let's see more. Governor Wike, governance style, not dictatorial, says Rivers PDP chairman. That'll be all from DELE Times. We'll go on a short break now. We'll be back.
FM 94.9.
When it comes to watching your favorite comedy videos, are you a giggler, a snorter, a faller, or maybe you are all of the above?
Whether it's comedy, football, Niger movies, cooking, learning, or drama, go from one video you love to another on YouTube. With the new video data bundle from MTN, enjoy even more affordable, longer hours of video content. Just text YouTube to 131 now. With YouTube, now you go tire.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk and cocoa and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle, good food, good life.
Oh, guy, what's in the make you scatter house like this?
I beg, you help me see my Airtel SIM.
I carry and give Shade yesterday. But you know they use am again now.
Yay! You don't carry my bonus give landlord picking. Now today you go pack out.
On top Airtel SIM?
Yes, so if you don't reach 15 days where you never use your Airtel SIM, go find them now. Because why? Ogonga will full on top of. Hey, get 2,000 naira airtime plus extra 200 MB for just 200 naira. The more you recharge, the more you are woofo. To begin enjoy this awoof, just dial *241*7#. Terms and conditions, Joe.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's a brand new day and I'm feeling the heat. I walk into the bathroom so I can hit the street. I'm not just looking for a shower, I'm looking for a drive. I feel like no other confidence through a nice and cool chill. It's an all-in-one soap, so dope, cause it kills germs, makes you fly, got you smelling so fresh. Yeah, plus it's Premier Cool season, it got me feeling fresh for no reason. Want confidence on a bathroom, Premier Cool, it keeps you fresh on it's Premier Cool. Go shine for body and you go fresh. If you want confidence and a bathroom, better cool. Oh yeah, give them. Oh yeah, show them. Oh yeah, give them. Oh yeah, show them. Oh yeah, give them. Stay chilled with Premier Cool toilet soap. Removes 99.9% of germs and contains real menthol extracts for that icy cool feel. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Celebration time, celebration time. You say joy to the world. Christmas has come, celebration time, celebration time. I'm gonna see my chicken, fry my chicken, and cook my jollof. Celebration time. With Devon King's product, you can cook any meal. With Kings of the season, just a jolly they go. Kings of the season, cooking on. Kings of the season. My drink, Kings of the season, seasoning cube, Kings of the season, jingle all the way.
Devon Kings, great value every day.
It's the time of the year, come let's chill together. Pop Chivita make we jolly. Ooh, yeah. all over Naija, oh. Anywhere you dey, share Chivita with your family and friends. Oh. Enjoy this Christmas, oh, 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 oh. Let's celebrate with Chivita, oh yeah.
Juice up the season with Chivita.
32 FM
94.9.
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much. If you just joined us, it's 32 FM 94.9, and the program is Breakdown Newspaper Review. My name is Dele Adeyanju. Tayo Ogunade is right there with me, and we have our analysts in the studio, Dr. Olu of the Lead City University.
I'll talk for today to you.
All right, I have to take this first story right here from the Punch newspaper. Katsina mass abduction, outrage over Buhari's failure to visit school. 333 still missing, says Governor. It tells the riders it's shocking. Buhari is in Katsina and can't visit Kankara. Nigerians. Parents protest. PDP alleges tear gas attack on protesters. Flays federal government. Our focus is to resolve students' abduction, not politics, says presidency. Dr. Yedoku.
I think, of course, our number one sympathy must be with the parents who are going through a lot at this time. Of course, our prayers must be with them. But I think that we should not also be too insensitive. I think we can scream and we can shout all we want at Mr. President. The reality of it really is that we don't know the present cognitive levels of the president, whether the president actually is even really aware of the details or the intricacies from that point of view. The impression we get is that, because it's strange, Mr. President is there in that state, not too far away, and he cannot visit, and there's a high-powered delegation from somewhere else. I'm not a betting man, but I can say and I can suggest that the decision to make that trip didn't come from Katsina, that it actually came from in Abuja. So the question then is who is governing? The question is who's making these decisions? And the question is that whether it's Mr. President or whether it is appointees.
I'm not getting you right, Dr. Jadoko. Are you saying that the president is waiting to be adequately briefed before taking a decision?
No, I'm saying that the president may be incapable of being briefed. And that's why we need a medical panel to determine what's going on exactly. Is Mr. President, does he have the capability? Is he able really to do the job? That's the question that's being asked. Because he cannot be in the same arena.
What if protocol doesn't allow him visit that school?
Well, that might be a question, but I hardly think it's protocol because he hasn't engaged even with the 43 farmers that will be added. He doesn't engage with security issues. He engages with it 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later. That doesn't tell you someone who is acting out of the script.
Maybe he's taking his time.
Well, he may well be taking his time, but when people are dying, when people are, for instance, intelligence suggests that these people were taken away on the foot, which means that if we move fast,
some gunmen, rode into the community on 150 motorcycles. 150 motorcycles.
And the intelligence wasn't able to pick it up even before it happened. And even afterwards, you understand, what have they done? How many people have been recovered? And that's part of the issue. And part of it is lack of leadership. Somewhere, nobody is leading. And there's no consequences. How many people have been fired as a result of this? And how many people will be fired after this event? I think those are the things that determine whether or not we're going to get out of this present cul-de-sac of incompetence that we are faced with.
But I think this is the first time we have all boys being kidnapped. In previous times we had all ladies, all girls.
Yes, but operationally the rumor suggests that Boko Haram is running short of men, and so on and so forth. So it may well be strategic that these boys have been kidnapped for one purpose and one purpose only, to serve their needs and to serve their purposes. That might be it. But it might also be an unmistakable message to Mr. President that we can strike anywhere. And there's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, the question here is the very same week that the president got into, that particular side of the country. These guys attacked.
Isn't that a message or something?
Yes, I think it's a very clear message. Remember that even with the farmers, before they attacked those farmers, a military incursion of some sort happened, and they are showing that they can attack as will. A lot of times people are saying that security has improved. The government says security has improved because the large swathe of territory they were holding under Jonathan, they hold it no longer. But what they fail to realize is
they even said it is now better under Buhari compared to Jonathan's regime.
Yes, because they're using one indices, territory. But what they failed to explain and what they failed to realize is that immediately the territories were dispossessed from the Boko Haram, they changed their tactics and they changed their strategy. And the tactics and strategy is not to hold territory. They don't hold territory. They rather go for kidnapping, go for attacks, and go for brutalization, and then they retreat into the safe haven from that point of view. And we've not been able to decimate the safe haven. We've not been able to rescue people that have been kidnapped. We've not been able to destroy their command and control structure. And so as far as I'm concerned, we're in a worse situation, you understand, because we even don't know where they are and where they can strike.
I actually don't know if this is good news. As at 9:14 p.m. Yesterday, there was a report that abducted Katsina students are to return in a few hours. That's from the defense minister. Yes. So I don't know if that statement is reliable or not, because since up till now, the Chibok girls have not been found, and the other ladies.
No, I think this government has given up on the Chibok girls. It's quite clear. You understand?
And Leah Sharibu.
And Leah Sharibu, it's quite clear that the trail has gone cold. If that news comes from the defense headquarters and it is true, then of course there's a huge sign of relief. Not congratulations, but a huge sign of relief. We ought to have learnt the lesson from the Chibok girls. We ought to have learnt the lesson from Dachi. Is it Dachi? We ought to have learnt that, but we seem not to have learnt any lesson. And it shows you that we've maintained the old security architecture. The personnel are in place, except maybe the IGP that changes routinely. And we're just very comfortable. And then we deploy the Attorney General of the Federation to articulate or postulate dubious legal arguments as to why Mr. President cannot be accountable to Nigerians.
Unfortunately, we had hashtag bring back our girls, and now we are talking about hashtag bring back our boys. Dr. Jedokon, what can we do about all of this happening in this country?
First and foremost, we must realize that the mandate that was given to Buhari was based solely, apart from the corruption, on bring back our girls. And it's a difficult one now because he's not been able to bring back the girls, at least not all of them, and now we are bringing back our boys. I think we have to keep up the pressure. We have to keep on hiring National Assembly, because National Assembly seems, impotent.
The commander-in-chief cannot be the chief consoler here.
No. He should be the chief consoler, but that's not just his job. His job is not just to console. His job is not just what do we call it? The thing that we have, the prepared statements that are on the computer that you just chop and change, cut and paste. That cannot. Yes, it has to be more than that. He has to grapple with it. There are situations and circumstances around the world when there are kidnappings, when there are killings, that the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, to boost the morale of the nation, to send an unmistakable message to the terrorists, goes there where they are, and to say, we are in charge. This will not happen again, or that we will track you, we will pursue you.
Is Nigeria too big to be policed? I mean, I'm just wondering how 150 men can ride on a bicycle to a motorcycle to go abduct boys in their schools. I mean, is it...
What is quite clear is that there's something wrong with our security architecture. What is quite clear is that constabulary duties, which are the duties of the police, they are nowhere to be found. And that the military, which is overstretched, in many respects, is trying to carry out some of these duties. They cannot be everywhere at every point in time. Maybe many of them are focusing on Mr. President being in Douala, you understand, rather than this Kankara, is it called? Kankara, yes, Kankara. But what it tells you is that we don't have enough personnel, we don't have enough intelligence, and we don't certainly have enough operational acumen.
A section of Nigerians are asking questions about the duty of the vice president when the president seemed not to be well alive to his responsibilities.
No. Constitutionally, it's quite clear that if the president's on a private visit, then he must transmit a letter. Okay, it says 21 days. He hasn't done 21. But in this circumstance, you would expect him, if he has a good relationship with his vice president, to delegate or deputize the vice president. But it seems to me that the people, his appointees, are very scared of competence, and they don't want the vice president anywhere near the levers of power.
Why?
Well, because every time it comes up, it shows what competence looks like. It shows that Mr. President is nowhere near optimum levels of governance at all. And then he's had some radical ideas in the past. So I think it's safer for them to keep him at bay, you understand, rather, than allowing him anywhere near the levers of power. And it's becoming quite clear that you have an intelligent man somewhere there, and it's not being allowed to function for whatever reason. But for whatever reason today, we have 333. And let us not forget that Governor Masari you understand, was pictured, is it some years ago, a few years ago, with many of these bandits, you understand, taking pictures with them and justifying their policy of paying money, you understand, to many of these criminals.
Maybe those Boko Haram paid money and giving some level of, maybe they are not the real Boko Haram.
Well, they may not well be the real Boko Haram, but the effect and the devastation they are causing is similar to what Boko Haram is causing, is achieving. And I think that the security, the army chief, if they have any ounce, and I say it here very clearly, the army chief, the chief of defense staff, and the security apparatus, if they have any ounce of integrity, some would have suggested that they themselves, you understand, would have retired or resigned. It's not enough to say Mr. President doesn't allow us to resign or retire. These are professionals, you understand. And I'm sure that they must have that ounce of conscience to know that there's nothing they can do to solve the situation. So let the younger ones, the hungry ones, you understand, let them do the job. Let them rescue these boys and let them bring sanity to our security architecture.
Okay, trauma, shame, stigma, Nigerian returnees lament burdens of failed migration.
Yes. Again, that's to do with the economy of Nigeria. In fact, people did an analysis, and that the amount of people who are legally migrating, through Canada or through other countries has increased. In fact, those taking second passports, who are becoming citizens of other countries, has increased. So I'm not surprised that those who don't have the means are going through the legal migration and a very arduous route. Many of them go through Chad, ultimately end up in Libya. And then sometimes Egypt to a limited extent. And many of them fall prey to many of these criminal gangs and so on and so forth. So it's not good. But you see, the problem is that people are suffering and are desperate. It is only when you face desperation that you go on such trips and you have the hope. Everybody, the human spirit has a hope that whatever I'm facing here, I can do better, and that the other place, you understand, the grass will be greener there. But unfortunately, the grass is not necessarily.
We talk about the American dream. The Nigerian dream is, like we say in local parlance, it go better.
Yes, the Nigerian dream must be that my lot will be better than those of my parents, that I will achieve greater than what my parents have achieved. That should be our dream. That's what keeps the human spirit going on. If you don't have that hope, then what are you living for? From that point of view. So I hope you understand that, I wanted to say that I hope things will get better, but if our economy continues at the rate that it continues, we're still going to see more of this. We're going to see more.
Yeah, there's a report here that I think should be related to that report about people leaving Nigeria. When the Minister of Education says Nigerian graduates can't read and write, don't you think that is disparaging the efforts of you teachers?
Well, it's disparaging, but I'm going to ask him the question. What's he going to do about it? What has he done about it? Yeah, and what has he done about it? What in the past has government done? A lot of times, the people in ASU would argue that government has sabotaged some of their efforts. How much do we spend on education? How much do we invest on education? We are not investing what we should in education, not even near, a fraction near. And then when we see some of the results, then we begin to complain. I think we are very good at creating all manner of universities. I'm talking about federal. When we don't have the funds to equip the funds to take care of the welfare and to ensure that the existing ones, you understand, are top notch and out there in the world, what we do is we just create new ones all over the place. So of course, I'm not surprised that some of our graduates might be at that level. But having said that, the vast majority of Nigerian graduates, of course, can read and write. They can articulate, they're innovative, you understand. Is it not Nigerian graduates, the youths? Is it not them that organize an innovative, we have to be careful here. But they were innovative when it came to the peaceful protest, not the violent one that ensued. Yes, I mean, they were innovative. They fed themselves. They took care of their welfare. They provided medical. They provided legal. I mean, the whole logistics. And was a marvel to behold before it was hijacked. And you say that they cannot read it. Well, most of them can.
And most of these young people that attended schools here, they travel abroad, where you just said the pastures may not be greener as expected, and they make exploits.
No, it's absolutely clear that for years and for decades, Nigerians who haven't done too well here go to America, go to Britain, and they top the charts, to use that expression. They top the charts. It's happened. I mean, I use myself as an example. Here I was mediocre. But when I went to England, in 5 years, I was the first distinction in the master's program that I ran. So what's that all about? It's about the fact that our education system, you understand, is a solid one. It is a consistent one. It's innovative and creative. But a lot of times, we can't blossom. It's only when we go abroad, you understand. That
why can't we blossom here in Nigeria?
Well, because, number one, government will not provide the enabling environment which needs funds which need infrastructure, which needs equipment. I give an example. If you're a doctor, for instance, and you're the most brilliant doctor in the world, there's only so much you can do if you don't have the equipment, the facilities, from that point. And when you go abroad and suddenly see all these facilities and equipment, you understand, then it allows you to be on the top of your game. So investment is part of it. Corruption also is part of it. And the fact that the government doesn't really have the political will. We would rather spend, you understand, on a center which is unable to understand many of the issues at the states and so on and so forth. So I think really restructuring is what we come back to. Everything comes back to restructuring.
Dr. Ugoji Bujo, I've been following him on Facebook, and he writes so well. Sometimes it comes under criticisms. But last week he wrote something about private schools and public schools, and it's been published in the Vanguard this morning. Public schools are dead. Private schools are running wild. Let me take just one paragraph. There are good schools, but many of the private schools are jokes. Petty traders who left pure water businesses have opened schools. They are restless for profit. The school curricula are shiny without substance. School inspectors are either absent or have sold themselves for plates of porridge. Isn't this in tandem with what the minister has revealed?
No, I think basically he's looking at the whole school system, not just university. There's no doubt that there are some charlatans running schools, primary schools and secondary schools. I say charlatans because some people are paid 10,000 a month. If you are paying a teacher,
sometimes 15,000.
Well, sometimes 15,000. And the reality of it is that if you pay those people that kind of amount, you're not going to get the best out of them. So yes, I can agree with that. But for the universities, I don't agree. I work for a private university, and I defy anybody to say, you understand, that there's anybody in a federal university who is better than I am. And I'm saying it with all confidence. And there are many like me in private institutions.
We can't talk about the university education without talking about the bedrock. That's the primary and secondary schools.
Of course,
especially the primary, which government seems to have left in the hands of.
I agree. But there are a lot of private primary schools that are doing well, a lot of private secondary schools that are doing well, and a lot of people
that are quite expensive though.
And they're quite expensive. Private institutions by their very nature are quite expensive. So we are not except on scholarships, we are not necessarily getting the mass. We are getting the cream. You understand? And that's the disadvantage of the private education, is that you can only educate on scholarship so few, and the public education is supposed to cater for them, but it's not. It's failing them and has failed them. And it's a eye cry rather from the time of Awolowo, when education was supposed to be a right and not a privilege. But it is a privilege for many now.
All right, I won't overflog it. You said it earlier. Are we paying the attention that we used to pay to education now? Even the budget allocation to education is it what it should be? We sign a lot of documents to that effect, but we shy away when it comes to implementation.
Implementation, yes.
It's unfortunate. We move on. Let's see something here. Maybe a fine story that we could also be excited about for a new week. New fuel price regime begins today.
Yes, well, I was very strategic. My fuel tank has almost gone down, but I noticed that today it will start the new regime. For some people, must be relief. It's not that much, but is it 5
naira? So you say 50 naira on 10 liters.
Yeah, to some people it's something. It's not significant, but it is something. At least it's not going up.
What about to you? At least you have no buffalo, as you said.
Yes. Well, to save money, I'm obviously, things are grim, pretty grim for me. You understand? And if I can say that things are pretty grim for me, then I can say that the majority of the Nigerians are really suffering and feeling it. And I think it's a Christmas cheer. We're hoping that there will be other things, maybe like electricity and so on and so forth. But things are very difficult. So I think anything that will bring some relief must be welcome. But it raises the question that where is the regulation? The government still has control over the pricing, which tells me something. It's either this regulation is a scam, or that
it's determined this new price? Is it still market forces?
No, it's not market forces. It's labor forces. Labor forces in the sense that the labor unions have been protesting and have been making a lot of noise, and there've been negotiations all over the place. That's what's determined it. I think to a great extent the government argued that what they did was that they reduced some of the landing costs, they reduced some other costs, which enabled them to do this. But it shows you that government is in control. The market is not necessarily fully in control, partially in control, but the government has control, which means in theory the government can reduce this to 140, 130.
Dr. Edoko, why can't we go back to full deregulation since we don't have refineries and we'll buy for 65 naira?
We do have refineries, but
modular. There's some modular refineries here and there.
What's a modular refinery?
Well, the smaller mobile operational. They're not the large scale ones that Dangote is building. I think by the time Dangote comes on board, because that's the largest in the world, according to Dangote, I think it's going to make a huge difference in terms of pricing and so on and so forth. But in the meantime, if we go for deregulation,
full deregulation,
my fear is that the prices might be unsustainable for us.
You know, they'll start queuing again.
It might well happen, and we're talking about 240, 200, that sort of thing, which the economy may not be able to withstand. Already we have the Naira, you understand, even though it's rallied up, the Naira in terms of value.
Marginally.
Yes, okay, marginally. You're watching it, yeah. So all those things, I know I went yesterday. I haven't bought oil for a long time because I've refused to cook because onions have gone above. But I decided to buy oil. I decided to buy on Friday. And the guy refused to give me onions. He has no onions, simply has no onions. And I asked the question, he says, well, onion is unsustainable. It simply cannot go with it. And the oil has even leaped up. So everything is going up in price, from that point of view.
We need to go on a break now. When we return, we continue the conversation. Please stay tuned.
32 FM 94.9.
Oh, guy. What's in the make you scatter house like this, eh?
I beg, you help me see my Airtel SIM.
I carry and give Sade yesterday, but you know they use them again now.
Yay! You don't carry my bonus gift landlord picking. Now today you go pack out.
On top Airtel SIM?
Yes, so if you don't reach 15 days where you never use your Airtel SIM, go find them now. Because why? Ogonga full on top. Hey, get 2,000 naira airtime plus extra 200 MB for just 200 naira. The more you recharge, the more you are woofo. To begin enjoy this awoof, just dial *241*7#. Terms and conditions,
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Now the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Christmas and Jollof, Devon Kings, Christmas and Jollof, Christmas and Jollof, and them Oliver very sure. Christmas and Jollof, Kings of the season, cooking on. Kings of the season, my green. Kings of the season, seasoning cube. Kings of the season, joy to the world. Christmas and come, celebration time. We say joy to the world. Christmas and come, celebration time. I gotta see my chicken, fry my chicken, and cook my jollof. Celebration time. With Devon Kings product, you can cook any meal. With Kings of the season, just a jolly they go. Shut them go all the way.
Devon Kings, great value every day.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk and cocoa and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle, good food, good life.
This festive season, we're going to make every moment special. Whether it's the food, drinks, and more than enough drama series to bond over.
Nobody can take my kingdom from me.
It's a season of laughter and cheers with friends. It's also time to cheer for your favorite team. And the little ones with one question.
Daddy, can I watch my shows now?
Of course you can.
Let's go get it.
Then pick that perfect outfit for more Owambe and turn up groove on TV.
Just know that whatever your festive, we've got local drama, sports, international series, movies, kids entertainment, party shows, shows to make you love, and even shows to make you roll on the floor laughing.
That's a lot of shows.
Get a DSTV decoder, dish, and 1 month compact subscription for only 18,600 naira. It's your moment with DSTV.
Honey,
Must you go?
Babe, you know I must. Besides, you can always video call me.
What if your battery runs out?
I've got my power bank.
Hey, and when your power bank runs out?
Babe, I've got my laptop.
Okay, wait. What if your data runs out?
Babe, you know we never run out of data.
Never run out of data with Airtel Home Broadband Unlimited Ultra plans. Enjoy unlimited data with no speed cap plus extra data daily, so you never have to worry about running out. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to get started.
Babe, but I just left the house.
Yes, honey. It's video calling all the way.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
International Gospel Evangelistic Ministries IGEM presents Covenant Meeting 2020, which commences on Thursday 24th to Saturday 26th December 2020 at IGEM City, Ifeolu, beside New Airport Quarters, Alakia, Ibadan. Ministering in the power of the Holy Spirit is Prophet Ojotisha Timothy. Watch out for live broadcast on this station, 32 FM 94.9, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. daily. The meeting will be streamed live on www.igemcity.org/live or facebook.com/igemcity and facebook.com/GVBN Radio TV. Salvation, healing, miracle, deliverance, and abundant blessings await you. Jesus Christ is Lord.
94.9.
All right, welcome back. 32 FM 94.9. Break It On newspaper review reaching you live from our studio. We still have Dr. Olojede with us in the studio, and we're still looking at some stories. I think now we should open the phone lines for you to join the conversation. 0809700 949 0906 2000 949. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is my own personal opinion. How many hours is this bandit living in that boys' school? If the security people are not there, why not the people who call the security? My own personal opinion is this: there may be a compromise between the both. That's number two. About Baba talking about president not only within the rep. Baba has not been talking about us because he has an university. They choose what they like to talk about. They are the people that we look at as the elders of this country. They should change their way of life.
All right, 0906 2000 949 0809 7000 949. Hello.
Tayo, good morning.
Good morning.
Very good morning. Dr. Jadon, good morning. This is okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the first thing, please, I want to talk about is, let's ask, remember, was it when they did the farmers issue? At first, there was a feigned ignorance. Later, the people said they called the military. They didn't come in. Security, let me use the word security, not military. They did not come in to rescue them. They slaughtered those ones. Some of us are saying now, is it not possible too that before they got to those schools, they must have called them and they ignored them? It boils down to what I've been saying. Security-wise, we are nowhere now. We are nowhere now, and it's turned into a case of me for myself alone. We've been abandoned. And please remember, some few weeks ago, in Notre Dame, there was an attack. The president of France went there. He's what we call sympathizing with the people. Our president is in Katsina where this has happened. He has not even said anything about it as far as I'm concerned. All those charlatans talking for him are not fit to be. I'm sorry for that word. But that's what is happening. These are human beings we are losing. We want him as a father to empathize. Let us know you are really in support. You are against what is happening now. Good morning.
Okay. Thank you. Empathize, sympathize. Which one?
Well, those are words which you expect from a commander-in-chief and president and from the head of government. He is the head of government. He is in charge or should be in charge. And it doesn't appear that he's in charge. And that's the problem. The people are crying. The people are mourning. The people are worried. And they're waiting for Mr. President. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that Mr. President is able to do that. They don't want Mogonu. Mogonu is not elected. They don't want Garba Shehu. They don't want Femi Adesina. That's not the people they elected. They elected Mr. President or his vice president. Those are the people elected.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, comrade.
Yeah. I want to talk to my good friend, okay, to be calm. You should not disturb yourself about what is happening in Nigeria.
To be calming down.
But we know we deserve what we get. Because when we are choosing our leaders, we were so sentimental and believing that it is about name. So if we are getting what we get now, all we need to be keep praying for the betterment of this country and watch well in 2023. To the minister's submission that graduates cannot read and write, that is true. Just that the doctor is not in the public institution, but you know this might not affect his school. But I can tell you for a fact that is true. I one time met a foreign level university student who cannot spell paper. Who was to write paper and was writing P-E-P-P-E-R. I was shocked. And that is what we see on daily basis. But this does not only lies on government providing infrastructures, even parents. When you see 9-year-old skills in GS1, that is not correct. At least maturity of age is different from maturity of mind. Some of these skills in our institutions, they are not matured in mind to know what they have come there to do. So instead of them to attend to what is right, they engage themselves in social life. So I think we need to check it even right from the home. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. You know, it gives the parents, some false sense of arrival. My 8-year-old boy is already in secondary school.
Yes. Or my 14 or 13-year-old is in university.
Come on.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the reality of it, I've learned one or two things that obviously that in the public institutions there are people like that exist. But my view is that the majority of Nigerian graduates are actually worth their salt. There are some of them obviously not. You understand? Because as a population, we have a significant number that are in universities. So therefore, we'll find some people who are not up to the mark.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Olufemi from Oyo.
Let's have your headline.
If the DSS are telling us that we should not be blaming the security agents. Now, teachers were employed to teach. Doctors were employed to attend to the sick people. They were employed as a security agent to secure. And if there is any problem, the teacher goes on strike, the medical doctor goes on strike. If there is reason we should not be blaming them for not securing us, they should tell us. And if they cannot go on strike, they should tell us the reason why. If they are not being well equipped, if there is any problem with the people up there, they should let us know so that we know where to talk to. They should not be telling us we should not be blaming them. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. 009-7009 for now. You can also drop your comment on YouTube. 32FM 949 Ibadan. 32FM 949 Ibadan. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Fagbemi from Ibadan. Yes, quickly. Comrade said we decide what we get. Yes, he's right. Even though partially. Our leader is being there by force. That's by the way. We've been giving advices to the government of the day. Whereas people will be telling us where we contribute that we should give advice, the solution. There are more than enough advices and solutions that have been offered to this government, which they fail to yield to. We said they should remove the service fee. The government of the day, under prayer, but refused to do that. Change the service chief, they did not listen. Take precaution, they did not do. Make sure that all the Boko Haram that have been arrested are prosecuted. They did not listen. They are freeing them, giving them amnesty. What then do we need to do as the people? We have done our bit. The government of the day is not ready to do the right thing. Now, I've been saying it. People are now saying the president should quit. It's not a family office. So if the president is not able to do the right thing again, why can't he leave? It's not by force. Then the people that are saying, blame me amnesty, blame me Senate, they can see now. I don't know what they want to say now.
Well, all right, 0809 7949 0906 2949. Those are the numbers to call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Dr. John Ujoko is my name. I'm just laughing when the last caller was talking a few minutes ago.
Yes.
How can you advise someone? How do you expect someone to take advice someone that was described as being too rigid and compromising many, many years ago. And you now want someone to lend left hand that suits it. It isn't possible. Thank you. Please, the defense minister was cocksure of the safe arrival of the abducted young Nigerians to us, apparently based on security reports. But my own question is that there are some certain things you don't divulge to Nigerians until when you are civil, because those assurances you are giving, the terrorists are equally listening, and they too will be taking other measures apparently to forestall that assurance. In my own view, it is wrong. John Njoku is my name.
Thank you, John.
Yes, I mean what John has said makes sense, but the reality of it is that
which of what he said, the leopard and his spots?
No, the fact about you may not divulge some security operations and such like, but the reality of it is that we've waited and waited for Chibok girls, we've waited for Leah Sharibu, and nothing has happened. So the people are right. The people are right to be skeptical. The people are right to be cynical. You know, that this government is at it again and that nothing good may come out of this. But we must pray that these boys, wherever they are rescued in time. The window of opportunity is still there.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Hello, we can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, I said, this is Michael calling from Alakia.
Right.
I want to tell you that nothing good survives in Nigeria. We talk about our education system. We talk about many sectors in Nigeria. But if they go to abroad, they...
Whoa. I was actually trying to understand what he was trying to say there too. He said nothing good survives in this
I think
country.
he wanted to suggest...
We are surviving in this country.
Well,
I'm
sector.
You know.
I'm surviving. I certainly am.
You know.
So that's a general sweeping statement. And I would rather he particularized it. Yes, some people haven't thrived, but people thrive and will continue to thrive. I think in the midst of so much going on, I think there's hope for Nigeria. I think we won't always be like this. We can't always be like this. You know, certainly something has to give.
Can we take just one more call on the program? Let's see this one here. What is happening under Buhari is like a man whose house is not peaceful but keeps on enduring. So to look good outside, Sharia is stronger than our law in the north. Shagun from Olorun Shogo. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Madam Lai from Ikeriku.
From Ikeriku?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a headline.
I'm very happy with all the conversations that have been, people have been saying. What I just want to say is that if any government fail, if anybody fail to receive advice, we definitely fail. That is what is happening to Nigeria. Say, for example, if husband refuses to take advice from his wife, the family will definitely collapse at last. That is what is happening to Nigeria. That is my...
Doctor, we have to go.
Yes, we have to go. Maybe we can get some solutions. Maybe we can move beyond this kidnap. Maybe the government can reorganize the security architecture. Maybe the service chiefs can be retired. I don't know. There are a lot of maybes. And I just pray that the government does something. Whoever is our government does something, and does something quick.
All right, I think that's the size of our package. And as we go, I want to congratulate Dr. Ojedokun for the victory of Anthony Joshua against Kubrat Pulev. Mr. President Buhari actually reacted to Joshua's victory.
And you say he doesn't talk?
Well, he talks now.
Oh, well, he does talk through people, doesn't he? Well, it's a good one. At least something for us to smile about.
And in the report that Abiodun said Nigeria will rise again because of the victory of Anthony Joshua. I don't know.
Well, I don't know the connection, but I know that Anthony Joshua has consistently identified with Nigeria, which is a good thing. But whether it has anything to do with Nigeria rising again or not, Prince Abiodun probably knows more than I do.
Thank you, Dr. Olu Ojedokun. We hope to see you on Thursday. My name is Dele Adeyanju. Thank you for your time with us. And from...
My name is OLUTAYO OGUNADE. Good morning, and thank you for listening to us.
32 FM
94.9.
When it comes to watching your favorite football videos, are you a chanter? An analyzer?
Let's change to 4-3-3 formation.
A coacher?
Let's replace this goalkeeper now.
Or maybe you're all of the above.
Whether it's football, comedy, Naija movies, cooking, learning, or drama, go from one video you love to another on YouTube. With the new video data bundle from MTN, enjoy even more affordable, longer hours of video content. Just text YouTube to 131 now. With YouTube, now you go tire.
Oh, guy, what's in the make you scatter house like this, eh?
I beg, you help me see my Airtel SIM.
I carry and give Shade yesterday, but you know they use am again now.
Yay! You don't carry my bonus give landlord picking. Now today you go pack